Hello, everybody. Where do you come to get all your news? Washington Informer Live. I am so incredibly excited to be here with the amazing, beautiful, talented, barrier breaking, okay? Because we know the barriers that Don Richard was a part of breaking. Don Richard, hello, welcome to the show. How are you?
Good. I'm good. We just flew in from New York. We just had a show in New York, and we're here in DC, ready to work, ready to have a good time.
Well, I know that you know all about hard work and putting in the time, and there's so much that we have to chat about
Yeah.
today. Obviously, tomorrow you're going to kill it at the National Museum of African American History and Culture, uh, giving us all of the vibes in the Afrofuturism performance that you're doing as alongside with the amazing Afrofuturism exhibit that's currently there. And then there's also so much going on with you at the Hip Hop Caucus
Yeah.
as the artist relations director, your own music. So I guess let's get into the nitty gritty. You're here in DC. Let's start with that.
Right.
What's happening at the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture?
Just to hear that and to even be a part of that is an honor. If you've kind of followed my career, if you haven't, I've had a very unusual journey as an artist, going from mainstream to underground and independent. And one of the things that's most rewarding is when you work really hard and you've been a part of a machine and you appreciate that machine, but you have to work twice as hard when you don't have any of those things. And to get a moment like this where people see you and recognize your talent and the hard work that you've worked for a long time. I mean, going on 10 to 11 years as independent. This is the things you dream of when you can be a part of curated experiences like this. I've been in the Afrofuturist space. I mean, I think since Danity, Kane, really, if you think about it, Damage, those records. So Damage was a dance record
For sure.
in 2000s, right? We were in a spaceship in that music video.
Yes.
They're
Oh,
not
I remember. Okay.
It was
I'm
only two
giving
brown
you
girls.
all of this.
Right.
Okay.
Two brown girls a part of that at that time. You being a part of a multiracial group. The last multiracial group we had seen at that time before that was Spice Girls.
Yeah.
So we were a part of something. We were freshly a part of scripted television, non-script television, which was a reality television show. We're a part of a series that was just starting with Making the Band. So I've been a part of this journey of being ahead of things since the beginning of my career, not intentionally, but I think that was just always going to be my journey. And then getting into Dirty Money, which to me, To Last Train to Paris is still one of the most ahead albums and really innovative in the sense of what we were doing at that time. And then now as an independent artist to make electro dance music while embodying our African culture, while speaking of New Orleans culture, and pushing it forward through tech, VR, through fashion, to be recognized and to play in this space, to give a free concert, which is to me the biggest thing, is the concept of allowing ourselves to be present, opening it up to the world, not having them pay, but just saying this is acceptable and viewable to all. It's just a lot of wins here, and I'm very happy to be a part of it and honored that they would want to have an artist like me be a part of this.
Well, I want to just again give you your flowers, and here it's so beautiful to say that you're honored and humbled to be a part of this, but you've taken us in just these past 2 minutes, a very brief overview of what's been a 2-decade career at this point.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be able to continue to reinvent, to continue to add to the artistic conversations in such a way, ending up at a place again like the African American History Museum?
You don't realize it when you're in it, right? You're just working your hardest to make great art and to do the things that you love.
Yeah.
I wanted to make my city proud. I love New Orleans. I love where I come from. I love our culture, the Mardi Gras Indians. I love what we embody and what we represent with our indigenous and African culture, how we apply that into our music, into our art. So I'm around a city that is, the veins are seeping with art. So I just wanted to make this incredible piece of art that I could push past possibilities. And with that, the music that I've created has been that. Just like Second Line, my independent career has really pushed the concept of Black women in music in a place that sometimes we're not seen in the tech space, in animation, right? In spaces of electro and electronic music and pop music, where sometimes we have to be a certain color or we have to be a certain thing to be recognized within these things. These were the spaces that I wanted to push the envelope on, and to have the Smithsonian and the museum say, you know what, yes, we see you. Not only that, we want you to be a representation of what we see Afrofuturism to be, is exciting because it's something that it's been a part of my narrative since I was an artist. And I'm proud to be able to bring a little New Orleans into that, bring a little of our culture into that, and show that this is something that is natural to us and something that we've been doing for a very long time.
And before we transition all the way from this, I think that we're in a beautiful time.
Yes.
People are embracing Afrofuturism. People are embracing New Orleans, and it's in such a big, beautiful way. All different facets of the culture. People are embracing Black women, but that's not always necessarily been the case, Dawn, and we know that. How has it been for you?
Nope.
You know, how has this journey been for you, pushing and breaking these barriers down?
Not easy. Not easy. And thank you for asking that question, because it's real. And unfortunately, you would hope that, we would have our culture and men be supportive of women in these spaces. But a lot of times misogyny is real. And for every 10 steps we get as women, there is 16 more that is taken back when we especially when we're pushing concepts that have not been done before, or we're pushing possibilities that are heavily saturated with men. Mm-hmm. And it has been a road that has not been easy, but I have taken on that challenge gladly. I was never afraid to take the risks to say that, no, we belong here. And sometimes when you do that, you're overlooked, undervalued. Sometimes when you do that, people think you're not worthy of it. And a lot of times sometimes when you choose to be ahead of things, you won't get your flowers in this time. Mm-hmm. Because people have to catch up to the concepts, mm-hmm. and you have to be okay with that. I want to sacrifice not being ahead, not pushing us forward. And so it has not been easy, but when moments like this happen, what a win. What a win when people do say, wait, hold up, I see you. You were ahead, and we do understand you, and we do recognize you. So one of the biggest things I am proud of is that in this time of upliftment, but in this time when we have been uplifting each other, women specifically, we're starting to see this real aggressive stance that women are taking to want to lift each other and say we belong in these spaces. And specifically within our own communities as Black culture, we're starting to recognize that it's important to, even if something doesn't feel new, or if it's something that we haven't messed around with, we're still choosing to say, okay, we want to get behind this. And I think that's in the last 3 to 4 years, you've seen an emergence. And I think that's a lot to do with tech and social media. But you've seen a kind of an army of youth from Generation Z to millennials say, we are supporting creatives from all different facets, all different sounds, alternative, rock, electronic, Afrofuturism, things like Afropunk Festival, things like Buku Fest. You're starting to see these really cool opportunities where Black festivals or BIPOC festivals are saying, we not only is Afrofuturism real, but we have spaces and safe spaces for us to speak on them and perform in them and be creatives within those spaces, which is why I partnered with an organization like Hip Hop Caucus, where they are opening their doors to artists like me, just like the Smithsonian.
A perfect transition, because this Hip Hop Caucus opportunity sounds amazing. And I was looking at your amazing bio on the website.
And another concept. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was saying, and that's a perfect transition, because I'm loving your Hip Hop Caucus opportunity. Please tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah. So the artist relations director at Hip Hop Caucus. And really what that means is I help artists with their messaging and help curate opportunities for them to speak on messages that matter to them. Also, Hip Hop Caucus speaks directly to environmental justice, economic wealth, banking, Black and green, educational uplifting. Like this organization is built for our community. It's a cultural reshape, and re-energized organization that helps us see ourselves in the ways we can be and already are going to be. And when they developed this position, I really thought, people, when they tell you as an artist, you should be this one thing, they give you the definition, like you're an artist, so you should just do this and that's it. But my trajectory and my journey has been so unconventional that I've kind of built this world that I wanted to be on my own and decided what the artist should look like. And I knew that I wanted to give back because Hip Hop Caucus had directly been a part of Hurricane Katrina. And I had went through Katrina. And I remembered them as an organization. I did not know that 18 years later, I would wind up working for them. But when the opportunity rose, I thought it was the universe and God saying, this is an opportunity for me to give back. And also to help artists find their space and their voice to not only just be musicians, but also affect and help change. And Hip Hop Caucus has been very pivotal in that for me. And so moments like this, I can not only bring my music to the Smithsonian, but also my advocacy as well.
I absolutely love that. Congratulations. And thank you for that work. It's so incredibly important. Okay, so I know I can't hold you much longer. I could talk to Dawn all day. And yes, thank you for rocking with us.
All day.
But I'm seeing, is that Tina on your shirt? I'm loving it. Is that the great queen? Yes.
Yeah, she did her documentary. They asked a few artists to do these different things for NPR. And this was one of the last things she did. I was able to do like a whole playlist and a whole thing for Tina. And to thank us, they gave us these sweatshirts. And then not too long after, I think maybe like a year later, she passed. And so I've loved her, always loved her. And so now I just wear this all the time because this was like one of the last gifts her team gave to us, thanking her when her documentary came out.
Wow. Well, I am so happy you're rocking this, Tina, because I don't think I would have remembered to ask this question. Tina, I think, is a perfect example of an artist who, for decades, continued to reinvent, continued to give us new music, continued to be an advocate for so many important issues, like yourself, in so many ways. And so I'm curious, what do you see next for Don Richard? What should we be looking out for and hoping to follow on your journey?
My dream and my plan is to create platforms for artists like me to give them opportunities. That is consistent, that has been on brand for what I want to do. What's the point in rising if you don't bring others with you? That has always been, I know what it feels like to be next to people who are at the top and they don't care to lift. They just keep climbing and then they leave you in the they leave you in the process. And so one of my biggest conversations with myself was, if I ever got the opportunity to get the keys to anything, I would make sure to open as many doors and windows as I possibly could so that no one ever has to feel what that feels like. So what you can expect from me is, yes, definitely more music and definitely more, animation and art, but bigger than that is the moves that I am making, like working with the caucus, like doing the artist relations work, like being a cultural producer, is to open as many doors and create as many platforms and opportunities for the people who feel undervalued and don't have a voice. And 9 times out of 10, that is BIPOC community. So that's us. It's us. So I want to create as many for us, by us as I possibly can.
Wow. I've been a longtime fan. I was very, very, very big Danity Kane fan. And I was a freshman in high school. I remember like doing choreo with my friends. I did not know that we were going to get a sermon today, Pastor Richard.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. wasn't trying to give one now with no sleep, but thus here we are. It's been motivated. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you've always been an inspiration. Thank you for the work that you are continuing to do. And I am so incredibly excited about tomorrow and the people getting to see you, first of all, in a safe space, because we know DC right now, the Northeast region in general, is a little smoky. And so run to the African American History Museum tomorrow, folks. You'll be in a safe space, in a beautiful place, and seeing the multifaceted art and artist that is Don Richard. I'm so thankful for you being with us today, Don. I think we're breaking up, but I think we're breaking up, but everybody, thank you so much for tuning in, as always, to Win TV Live. Again, make sure you go to the Smithsonian African American History and Culture Museum tomorrow, where Don Richard will be performing. And stay tuned, as always, for all things Washington Informer by going to www.washingtoninformer.com. Take care, everybody. Oh, Don's back. Don came back. Yay!
Yeah, you were saying be safe about the smoke, right? Because it's been crazy. We
Yes.
were in New York and it looked like Dune. It looked like a
Oh,
scene out of Dune. It was crazy. And then we were worried that we wouldn't be able to make it to DC because it was so crazy, but it cleared up a bit. But everybody, please wear your masks. Please come out. It's a free show, so we know it's going to be, we want you to come, but just make sure you cover up and be as safe as you possibly can.
yes. Please, please, please be safe. And Don, again, I was just gushing about how amazing you are. And so thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Take care, everybody. We appreciate you. As always, go to www.washingtoninformer.com. Don, please come back and see us.
I will, I promise.
All righty. Take care, everybody.